how do you make her hot for you again? Consistently hot for you. Oh, we can figure this out. It's not that hard. Actually, it's pretty simple. Okay, so I have a funny story to tell you. Basically, I want you to ask yourself these questions while I tell you the story. Am I the kind of lover man who leaves her alone in all the difficult tasks of life? Am I the kind of lover man who invites her to do things that she loves to do, not just the things I love to do? I once was having a really hard time with my husband, and I said to him, I was in a marriage for about 16 years, and we were always, first marriage is your wonderful opportunity to learn everything. So I was really maxed out. We were running a business together. I had a daughter. I was cooking all the time, trying to make a home, and I would ask him to join me in the tasks, and he would say, sure, and he would say, what's the big deal? It doesn't need to be done. And so finally I was so frustrated, I said, look, let's just make a chart for whose job is whose. And actually, I think it was his idea. I thought, great, this is so great. He's going to join me. We'll just have a chart. We'll know what days I cook and he cooks and I clean and he cleans. This is so fantastic. Oh my God. It didn't work out. Do you know what happened? This is the thing. He was doing, the way he went about this whole thing was he attacked the list. He was like, got my part done. It's done. He did it like a competition, like a go get him, finish the task and win the score. And he would be like, I did it before you, The whole spirit of it was not cooperation. It also wasn't about joining me in time together, doing anything together. It was all about him winning. So I thought, well, okay, he's winning now. Now what do I do? I'm more bogged down than ever. Why was I more bogged down with him helping? It was because I discovered that the job of women has to do with all this minutia that we can't even, they're just things that weren't on the list, like the stuff clogging the drain and the lint filters on the something, and then the back of the fridge has to be cleaned, and like all these things, like they're just not there, and they're constant. And so if you're not in the spirit of cooperation, and unity consciousness in the hard things, she's too alone in the minutia of life to be turned on by you. And what she's doing is she's seeing you as another child, or if and this is the other thing, if you're really into the housework but you're always telling her what to do, you become a father, a dictatorial father who she's dreading, because she still has all kinds of things you can't even imagine. If you are really good at cleaning and she's not as good at cleaning, she still, believe me, is carrying the weight of all kinds of things you can't see that are emotional, for the good of the relationship, for the good of all your relationships with others, that are spiritual, that have to do with being in sacred energy and taking breaks and breathing. So basically, it was just nightmare to have done this list thing with my ex, because I was in worse shape. Now he was triumphant that he had won, and I had even more things, so many things I couldn't explain. So what I want you to do is I want you to join with her in all of the housework and the other things like bills, paying bills, things that are basically containership of life.